Hello and good day. This is Dr. Corey Hall from BachScholar Publishing. This is a video explaining a little about the book Sight Reading and Harmony. You might be familiar with this book already and may even have it. If not, I want to, or even if you do have it, I'd like to just go through this book and explain a little about it. It was released in September 2017. It was BachScholar's first hard copy publication. As you know, we've been publishing digital sheet music for piano for the past 5 years. So this was a major undertaking of mine. This took about a year to write, a whole calendar year almost. And it is a unique book that incorporates not only sight reading but also musical harmony, chord analysis. The two go hand in hand. Progressive pieces for keyboard, grades 1 to 10, selected from 4-part chorales by J.S. Bach, with exam curricula for sight reading diplomas, grades 1 to 10, and the Master of Harmony diploma. One thing unique about this book is it introduces what I call the 5-tier system of 4-part hymns and chorales, and I will explain that when we get into the book in a few minutes. It's especially edited for piano, organ, harpsichord, and theory. Theory students, harmony, ear training, analysis. This book is especially good and especially ideal for group or class piano at the college level, which may incorporate piano and theory. So it's perfect for that sort of thing. Excerpts from 150 4-part chorales and 10 complete chorales by J.S. Bach, systematically arranged and practically organized for the optimal learning of music reading, harmony, and ear training, with an essay, exercises, practice rules, and exams by Dr. Corey Hall. Well, you know, try to say all that in one breath. It's very difficult, but you know, I had to say all this in the title page because that's what it has. You know, the title here and all this relevant information. And we turn here to the opening title page here, the inside title page. Some acknowledgments here, copyright warning and disclosure. This explains about the 5-tier system of how it was derived here. There are 4 parts to this book. Part 1 consists of mostly data, which is a table of contents here, a Part 2 table of contents, Part 3 table of contents, and Part 4 table of contents here, which consists of 150 chorales. So Part 1 is very long, actually, several pages long. It has several indexes here, very useful indexes for teachers here. For instance, here the first index is all the chorale excerpts and 10 chorales arranged by keys. So if you want to look for something in G minor, for example, you can pick one of those. And then the next page here we have the meters. Most are in 3/4, or actually most are in 4/4, but we have some 3/4 examples and some other different examples here. And then we have the composer's melodies. So all the melodies featured in here came from the composer sometime in history, usually from the 15 or 1600s, sometimes 1700s. Bach almost never wrote melodies. He did for a few of them, but here is an alphabetical listing of the composers of melodies. And then we have this took particularly long to compile here, but this is a very useful tool for teachers and professors who are looking up particular types of cadences here. And so this categorizes all the cadences encountered in the 150 examples here. We have authentic cadences, half cadences, Phrygian cadences, leading tone cadences, and deceptive cadences here. And then here's a short bibliography. I didn't really use very many sources for this book, but a few of them I did, so I listed them here. Part 2 is mostly all text. So Part 2 is text explaining about how to use this book, a little grading sheet here if you're interested in the exams. Anyone can give the exams. Although in the works right now, probably for next year, BachScholar will be publishing sample exams for and on the website and also in hard copy. So this explains all about how to practice, how to administer and take the exams, grades 1 to 10, practice recommendations, a nice musical riddle here, explaining what are Bach's 4-part chorales, origins of the 5-tier system here, general exercises. It explains in part 3. Part 3 is general exercises, so I explain what they are and how to practice them. And then part 4, here I explain about the chorales in part 4 and how to practice and what they consist of. And so part 3 consists of about 13 pages. So it's not particularly long, but it is the text version of the book. Part 3 here, general exercises, consists of, it really is almost a lifetime full of exercises. We have major and minor scales with their corresponding diatonic chords. This goes on for several pages. Then you have a section called finger independence and legato. Very useful exercises on holding certain fingers down and lifting other fingers. Something that's neglected in the method books far too often. I thought I had to include it here because you have to master that in order to play Bach chorales well. Most of these are, probably half of these are my own exercises invented by me. These are standard third scales here with my fingerings. I've seen different fingerings on these before, but I think these are better fingerings here that I give. These are all my own little inventions here, really fun exercises. And here is the last exercise here in finger independence. Then we have several exercises here in playing circle of fifth progressions, called referred to as the circle progression. And those are in several keys here. In order to sight read well, you have to be able to play chords like this. So I've included these 4-part notation and also piano notation in all of these up to 4 sharps and 4 flats. Okay, so not in all 12 keys. And then Bach's common cadences. I think this is the most useful of all the sections in part 3 because it brings everything together. It brings together the finger independence, the vertical note reading, the analysis of harmonies, and everything, really. Everything is in this Bach's common cadences. This is why it's included last in part 3. And then part 4, this is really the meat and potatoes of the book here. And this consists of 150 pages of excerpts here where we have 2 voices a little more difficult here, 3 voices, 4 voices, and then 4 voices a little more difficult with some 8th notes added in. Basically, in a nutshell, this is the 5-tier system of 4-part hymns and chorales here. Systematically goes down and gets more difficult, but you want to work on them vertically. So you want to choose your level you're at and work on all 150 of them horizontally, and then work your way downwards. So I would not recommend just getting a page and playing it downwards. I would recommend staying on your level. Let's say if you're at a grades 3 and 4 level, just stay on that line for all of them. And then in the middle here we have chord charts here. You don't need to worry too much about these chord charts if you're only at this level. But if you're if you're at grades 5 to 6, 5 or on, then you need to start worrying about these chord charts and how to analyze the chords. These are almost like cheat sheets on the chords that are listed in grades 7 to 8 here. So when you're learning how to analyze the chords, you basically can look at this chart, and that will, by process of elimination, you can figure out which chords are used in grades 7 and 8 lines here. And on the top, I give the German title with BWV number, and the composer of the melody and the year where the melody came from. Beautiful manuscript. Couldn't be any more clear and precise. Very easy to read. And this goes on for like 150 pages. By the way, the whole book is 219 pages, including the text and the indexes and everything. So we get to the end here, page 150, then we enter the 10 complete chorales. I've chosen 10 representative chorales out of 400. It was a very difficult choice, but I chose 10 out of 400, which I thought were some of Bach's best chorales, which I have ordered from easy to difficult. So this first one here is a roughly grade 5. It has a little historical information here on the chorale. Another grade 5. Historical information in the boxes. Grade 5. Then it goes up to grade 6. It's a little more difficult. Grade 7. Grade 7. Grade 8. Another grade 8. Grade 9 here. And one of Bach's finest chorales of all. I had to conclude with this one. O Mensch. Bach has a very well-known organ arrangement of this. And it concludes with this very fine chorale here, which I categorize roughly around grade 10. And that is sight reading and harmony. Total of 219 pages. So if you don't have your copy already, please get it. Please get it, and I guarantee you will enjoy it. It will be something you can use for your entire life. It's not something you will finish in 1 year and become a great sight reader in 1 year. It's something that you'll be able to use as long as you live and as long as you're a musician. So it's a very unique and special publication in that respect. And I wish you success in using it and success in your practice of music. So thank you for watching this video, and until next time, goodbye.